Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Power Monday. There are about 70 of us here. Good morning, right? Just in case you're wondering how come Jonathan Lee look now more handsome and younger, it is because I'm not Jonathan Lee. I'm Seng. Because Jonathan yesterday went for the AZ jab, the second jab, so he has completed it. So you have seen it in his Facebook page posting. So he's resting now. So that so this session I'll be doing it with you all. Right. In order to help us to start the session positively, I do not know how you feel now, but I think one thing is important in order for us to have good time together is that we need to have positive emotion, right? So that's what we're going to do. Now in the chat box, there are about 70 of us here. Type something positive, encouraging in the chat box so that we can encourage each other, help each other to build up a positive emotion before we start this session, right? So warm up your finger, go to the keyboard, type in the chat box, something positive, encouraging. Let's encourage one another before we start the session. Let's do it. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Don't worry, be happy. Hannah, yes. Keep going. Let's do it together. Yes. Hopeful, be hopeful. Must start. Rejuvenate and refresh. Yes, Eric. Welcome. Some more. We should receive more than 70 comment here. Happy, happy, be happy, Shamila. Susan, grateful. Yes, Susan is always grateful. Refire, Kim. Yes, you have to refire. You have to need each other to refire each other. Don't fire, but refire. We can make it, Jennifer. Yes, you're right. Enthusiastic. Yes, Susan is always enthusiastic. Krista, thankful. Agnes, think positive. We can do it. Yes, definitely. If we are together, work together as one, we definitely can do it. Appreciative. Sharon. Yes. Some more. Should be more than this. Keep learning. Yes, learning. Keep on learning. They're always learning. Power Monday. Yes, power up your week with Power Monday. Something doesn't kill you, makes you stronger. Yes. Wow, Hannah getting more and more chin already. Michael, better, no bitter. Yes, learn to be better instead of become bitter because of circumstances. Great start for a new week. Good to be alive. Yes, very good. Stay united. Anita, you're right. And Ivan, don't give up as long as you still can breathe. Yes, the fact that you're still breathing means you get chance and you get hope in front of you. And still going on and alive. Okay, very good. Some more? Any more? Any more coming? Now we are 90 of us here, so we should receive more. Stay strong. We are all here together. Yes, be cheerful. Grace. Live in gratitude. Yes, gratitude is a medicine for the soul. Right? The more grateful you are, the more positive energy you create for yourself. Right? Okay, thank you for all the positive comments. Some more coming. Light is getting brighter at the end of the tunnel. Yes, not only light is getting brighter. Always remember at the end of the tunnel there is light, right? Because there is no infinite tunnel in this world. So tunnel always has a limit, and therefore light is always at the end of the tunnel. Very good. Positive hope and resilient. Yes, we need to be resilient. In that tough time is the best time to train, build up our resilience in all circumstances. Christian, infuse enthusiasm in ourselves. Yes, right, good, right. So this is one way how we can generate positive emotion in ourselves every day. No matter how we feel, we just need to take the action of think positive, say something positive, encourage somebody, and all these are positive action that you can take to turn whatever feeling you have to a positive emotion, right? So it looks like we are all ready to have a learning session this morning in the Power Monday to start it off with, right? Today, we're going to have two guests who come and share with us. And before that, I just want to bring us back to recall this foundation that so far we have learned from Keller Williams. Let me share the screen, right? We call it famously called the 3L foundation. And this is the foundation that we have built our business on, which we know in our business, lead generation is the key. No lead generation, no business, no matter how good you are, right? So lead generation is always the key. And then we also know listing is our bullet that we can put to the market. And the third thing we learn from the model that we have is called leverage, right? Leverage, normally we leverage on three aspects. One is leverage on business model and system, and that's why we feel now partner with Keller Williams because Keller Williams has a proven business model, system, and tool for us to build our business. So we are leveraging on the resources from Keller Williams. The second thing we need to leverage on is the technology. Right? Keller Williams has so-called transform or pivot themselves from a real estate business to training business, now become a technology company. So they have the system technology that built by agent for agent to support the agent business in one single platform. You no longer need to have multiple platforms to link together. And the third aspect of leveraging is leveraging on people. Right? That's why Keller Williams always encourage to build a family together, because in the family, we have plenty of resources from each other that we can leverage on. Right? We can leverage on each other. What we have done just now is to leverage on each other energy to create a positive emotion so that we all can start the week positively. We can leverage on each other in the time of our discouragement because you have someone to talk to. And we can leverage on each other business. We can networking. And today, we are leveraging on people who has done it successfully so that we can learn from their experience. Now, to start off the session, I will show you a video first. Marcus, you can show the video.
As pretty much anyone can observe, one of the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic is represented by consumer behavior changes that appeared, broadly speaking, one, by decrease, so as a result of containment efforts such as lockdowns, with consumers, for example, not being allowed to eat at restaurants even if they wanted to, due to such establishments no longer being open. Or two, by choice, so as a result of individuals choosing to change their behavior, so as to either protect themselves against the virus, such as, for example, Swedish citizens choosing not to go to the cinema despite being allowed to, or as a reaction to job loss or financial insecurity, like, for example, cutting back on non-essential expenses when storm clouds are gathering. Some observers pointed out that at the end of the day, perhaps it's not a bad thing that consumption habits are changing, as people tone down consumerism a notch or two and focus on what they actually need. From a philosophical perspective, it may very well make sense, but from an economic one, and as strange as it may sound, it's a very bad thing, at least short and midterm speaking, if people stop buying arguably useless stuff. Why? Simply because our current economic system would crumble if everyone were to become a more quote-unquote responsible consumer because, one, businesses that sell non-essential products and services make far less money or even go bankrupt, with their employees as well as shareholders suffering. Two, the businesses that work with those companies would suffer as well, as would their employees and shareholders. And three, all of these entities would be in such financial pain that they would cut spending themselves, including, you've guessed it, spending on essential products and services, which leads to even quote-unquote safe businesses taking a major hit due to this strongly deflationary force. In the long run, a case could of course be made that the market would once again find balance, or even that an unsustainable consumerist system would perhaps be replaced with a better one. But even if that were to happen, and it's a major if, there would be significant short and midterm turbulence involved. So frankly, and as a conclusion, you have no choice but to prepare.
Right. But a short video highlights something I think we all know by now. COVID has changed the whole world. Everything has been changed, everything has been affected. I think one of the key areas we need to always keep in mind is that consumer behavior has changed. We ourselves also have changed, right? And from the video, I think few of the points that they brought up is that consumer has changed to be more cautious, how they spend money and how they make decisions. And therefore, they only focus on the fundamental and essential stuff, right? Because the whole situation makes us to be like this. So the question brings back to us, therefore, how can it affect our business in the way that how can we connect with the consumer now, knowing that the consumer has changed? So the better way to learn from this, one of the things I think we all realize that technology, digital stuff have become one of the norm and has been accelerated for the last 2 years since the COVID come about. That we have not paid so much attention, and now in the pandemic situation, we have no choice. Everybody has to go online in that sense. And therefore, it created another challenge for some of us, is that how can we pivot from the way we have been doing our business to a business that's supported by technology? And the next challenge, even if you want to pivot your business to technology, do you have a technology that can support your business? And that's another challenge. Right? So in order for us to learn how to pivot and based on the consumer behavior change, I think one of the leverage platform that, as I shared just now, is that we not only learn from the success business model and tool from Keller Williams, we can also learn from each other, the community we are in today. Right now, this morning I have EMCO and Crystie, who of us have been successfully closed deal even during the pandemic. Right, I think you have seen it posting in the Facebook and in our workplace as well. So this morning we had the privilege of listening to both of them, see how they actually did it and what have they done to cause this result that they have. So welcome EMCO and Crystie. Maybe to start off, can you introduce yourself and how long you're in the industry, how long you joined with you, all those things? EMCO, you start first.
All right. Okay. Good morning to all of you. My name is Wing. I joined KW about 4 months ago from agency, and now I'm getting used to the KW system, and I think it's very useful to me. And I generated a lot of leads from this KW system. Originally, I was not that convinced by this system, but once I use it and I test it, and it's really useful to me, and I generated many leads, which can give me a very good prospect during this COVID-19
Right. How long have you been in the real estate industry?
Roughly about 3 years. I've been in the financial industry for the past 15 years.
Right,
so,
right.
yeah, right.
Okay, good. How about you, Crystie?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Crystie here. Basically, I joined as a real estate negotiator since last year, February, after the CNY of last year. So basically, I just in this line officially for 1 year plus, 1 year plus. But actually, I'm not a newbie in these industries. But I worked in the developer firm before. I joined a agent, and I also a banker before. I was a banker as well.
All right.
So basically, due to retrenchment from my previous company, that's why I joined as a real estate agent.
Okay.
So which means it's quite 1.5 year, yeah, 1.5 year.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So do you mind sharing with us how do you find your own production in this 1 year, 1.5 year that you're in the real estate business?
Actually, I don't know whether I consider I bad luck or whatsoever. Since once I joined the mid of February and just finished my NCC course, closed my first subsidy deals, and then turned into MCO 1.0. So basically, like, wow, I just joined this industry, then all of a sudden everything is locked down. Actually, honestly, that time I really don't know what I should work on it, how I should do.
Right.
But luckily that on that time of period, I just created my iProperty accounts, and I create for the Gold package now, if I'm mistaken. So every week they will send me a wanted listing from iProperty. From there, I started to close my rental deal during the MCO 1.0.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, because I have nothing to do. I can't even. So I'm sleepless. I only can do when I look at the listing, what I can do is like every night I just went through the listing. I will filter which I think I can close. So I will test the customer. I will email the customer. Sometimes they're able to reply me during the midnight time as well. But some they will reply in the morning the next day. Yeah. So this is how I overcome the pandemic since.
Okay, from lostness to hopefulness.
Yes.
How about you, EMCO? How was your production the last 1.5 years?
I'm quite satisfied with my performance. Basically, I keep going, generate a lot of leads. Like what you have just shared just now. Leads is very important to all of us. That is like the beginning part of the whole deal. So without generate a good leads, then you cannot close a deal, and you have to do follow up. And this is this is how I learned. Yeah, the performance for the last year. I mean, started from MCO 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. My performance is really up to my satisfaction level at this point. Yeah.
So maybe can you share with us some of the way how you do lead generation before the pandemic and after the pandemic?
I believe in those online portal like Prop Guru and iProp, like what Crystie just shared just now, and Facebook and also YouTube. I record a lot of YouTube clips, and a lot of my customers, they found me because they saw my YouTube clip. And also that I keep doing advertisement in Facebook. I believe in Facebook. It's like a religion now, so I have to believe in it.
Okay.
Okay, then I will keep in touch with my customers. That once I got the lead, I will keep them updated. I will keep them in the loop. That's what is happening now. Pandemic is one of their biggest worry at the moment, but I think this is like it's like a cyclical things to happen. So we have to continue doing our job. That's as a real estate agent, that you have to keep yourself occupied every day. You cannot do say this is like a pandemic time, then you have to slow down. So I will do my work started from 9 o'clock until 6, and then I will keep my schedule well. That I do sport, that I eat on time. So this is like what we do now, pandemic.
Okay, so you have a very so-called like planned schedule, what need to do, and also you keep yourself busy in a sense.
Yes,
I think one thing I learned from Wing just now sharing is that he made his presence felt in the realm where the consumer is. Right, because Facebook, I think from the video we watched just now, and by now we all know most of the consumers spend their time in the cyberspace because of technology and the pandemic. So therefore, compared to last time, I think before your time, the golden day, last time how we do real estate, that we throw flyer, we advertise newspaper, and then when all this portal come about, we begin to use all this technology, so-called technology, to put iProperty. But yet at the same time, we find that all this method, and I think some of us even last time go door to door knocking when there's no gated and guarded. But now it's everybody gated and guarded, so they become more difficult. So all this were the so-called golden day, that how we do real estate business, and we have seen how the whole market has changed. And yet you come in the time where all this cyber space are beginning to bloom, and you need to make your presence felt in that space. And not only that, you keep in touch with responses from customers. I mean, that's how you generate a lot of leads. Crystie, do you do anything different rather than this, or how do you do your lead generation?
Basically are the same. Most likely we are using FB ads mostly. FB ads, Google ads mostly. And myself also have my own video clip, but not as much as Wings that he did. Yeah, because for myself, it's more focused on the project side. So like sub-sales rental depends on the listing, automatic come in to me, then I will just go ahead. So I won't purposely to find my own GTA for that. So basically, all my leads is from all the property platform, my FB page, mostly FB can actually help us a lot on FB page and the Google ads. Right.
Maybe you just share with us what is your focus area in your business?
Actually, I not really focus too much, but in terms of project, I mostly is like in Cheras, Puchai, Bukit Jalil, Seri Petaling, Oakland Road, the area.
I see. Okay, right. So you mentioned just you depends a lot on FB ad. Is it before you use the KW system that you already started?
Before that, yes. Before that, when I started join as real estate agents, actually my previous divisions, my previous team leader already teach us how to create the FB ads. So we already try from there. But honestly, the first few times actually nothing we can get. It's not solid list at all, because due to like the system wise, maybe the filtering wise, we are not so familiar. So actually we are spending money and get nothing.
Okay.
So it takes some times only we fine tune on those filter, then only we able to get so solid listing.
I see. What do you find the difference between last time when you use FB ad directly through Facebook, and now that you are using FB campaign via KW command system? What is the major difference that you find?
Straightforward, more straightforward, easier,
okay.
Easy to use it. So like last time when I create the ads, filling FB ads, actually a lot of things we have to fill out. A lot of things we need to filter. So from the KW system, the campaign wise, actually it's very straightforward. Only the few things we fill out, that's it. It's very fast and very efficient. Very efficient and fast.
In terms of time-wise, let's say last time you go direct to Facebook ad to put up an ad compared to now using KW system, how much time you need in both to do that?
honestly, when the first starting that time, we take about an hours only able to upload one of the advertisement.
All right.
Because we're not familiar, right? So I need to read through and go through every single details, what we should fill out or not to fill out, this kind of thing. So actually we take quite a long time. Yeah, right now I very fast, and honestly within 5-10 minutes actually everything can just post up very fast.
Okay. So when you say doing Facebook campaign via KW system has saved you time from almost 1 hour to maybe 5-10 minutes, and the step that you involve in doing that is so much simpler and straightforward.
Yes, simple. Unless I use the boot system. Boot system, which means like normal posting that we post on the page, and then we just press the button boost. So, but that one is not really efficient enough. I mean, I tried many times. Actually, the leads come in is not really solid at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. How about you, Wing? How do you find so far using it? Because you say after you familiarize with the system, you find it very useful. What are some of the benefits you get it from using the KW system?
Firstly, I do agree with Crystie that the system is very easy to use, that it just because the system is already set the algorithm for all of us, that this is very straightforward, unlike when you do Facebook advertisement on your own. You have a lot of things to set. And basically it's quite time wasting for an agent, because agent for us is we generate leads and then we follow with our customers. For myself, I'm not that IT savvy person. Although I'm young, but I'm not that IT savvy person. I need a system whereby it's very easy to use, very easy for me to upload my informations. That's it. Yeah. So, but for the old times during, 1 year ago, before I know about KW system, I spent a lot of time on Facebook to generate one advertisement. But now I like what Crystie said just now, I use about 5 to 10 minutes, then I can finish.
So 5 to 10 minutes, you can put your ad in. So far, how is the lead that you got from all this Facebook campaign from KW Command?
Yeah, it's very strong, and it is very. I mean, the customers really want to buy properties from us. That they want to get information. It's very accurate.
Okay, so you mean you get quite a good response type of leads. You'll be able to say roughly how many number of leads per day that you receive?
For my last campaign, I got about 20 over leads. It's about $1 per lead.
$1 per lead, 20 over lead per day.
For the whole campaign.
A whole campaign. How long was the campaign?
It's about 4 to 5 days.
4 to 5 days, you get 20 leads, and it costs you $1 per lead. And out of these 20, how many of them will consider as a quality leads whereby they already had conversation with you?
It's almost about, if out of 20, I have about 18 leads that's really
responsive.
It's very responsive.
Wow, there's 18 over 20, almost 90%.
Yeah, 20%. It's really shocked me that the outcome is so positive.
So when you received all this lead, what do you do?
Firstly, I would do calling first. I don't text. I used to text them before. Once I received the leads, but now I will do calling first, and then I will send them information. That's how I do it.
So when you call them, do you have a script ready? Like how are you going to talk to them first, or how do you talk to them?
I will introduce myself, and I will let them know which Facebook, because a lot of when buyers, they look for properties, they will register a lot of Facebook page. You know, when they see ads, they will register their name and also their phone. But I will just introduce myself and tell them how the ads looks like, and just refresh their memory. This is the first step.
Okay, so you remind the customer actually what they have clicked in, because I think many of us experience when we call the customer says, I can't remember I had done this.
Exactly.
Even though they had clicked it, right? So you have reminded them, and after that, what else do you do? After you remind them, first call, second call?
And then I will try to ask, probing is very important, that I will ask very deeply that when you want to move in, when you want to buy the house, this is very important, because timeline is very important. Location, and then later on your budget. This is very important.
All right. So actually you also spend time. First, you remind them what they have clicked in. Secondly, you find out the customer needs. So you spend some time, ask some question to find out what they have, right? That's good. Crystie, how about you? How do you do that when the leads come in from your leads?
First time, when I receive the leads, right, normally I will do some filtering first. I will search on Google, search on through via the Truecaller to check it out whether it's a scammer or the agents or those like first who play around. Normally, I will do this kind of checking before I contact the leads.
Okay.
Yeah, normally I will give the text first or WhatsApp them, see whether they're content to talk first before I call them. So some of them they will reply, but some of them is not bothering. So once it's not bothering, after a while, I will give them a call. Some of them say I never like anything, I never register anything. Some even say, oh, you don't call me again. I know you're a scammer, don't call me again. I will report to police. We receive this call as well.
Okay.
So I think in the market there's a lot of people playing around with other people's contact number. Yeah. So that's why I always will do the filtering first. Is let's say this is a genuine one, then is a genuine customer, that only we give a call. And then start there, then only we start up filtering and prompt the customer what project they're looking at, what their requirement. So slowly we provide the information.
All right. Okay. So you also find out from the customer what they're actually looking for, so that you can give them the right information.
Yes, unless those if let's say it's talk about project will be different. Project wise, they're straight away to tell you, hey, I would like to know more about this project. I would like to get a brochure of this project.
Right.
So project wise is very straightforward. They only would like to know a few of the things like layout, pricing, package. That's it.
All right. All right. So in your Facebook campaign from KW, how many leads average per day that you will receive based on your campaign, roughly?
1 to 2 leads per day. Because I'm doing testing, I'm not doing too much because I also testing around on those different areas.
All right, all right.
Yeah, different project, different area, or different type of subsidy listing on the different area. So I will do the testing slowly with a different area with a certain budget. So averagely, I think the most expensive list that I get is $10 per lead.
$10 per lead, okay. so I think what Crystie is doing now is testing the target area in your Facebook campaign, right? So that you know what sort of response or which area more respond. Right? So I think there's another way that we can learn from her is that how we use the Facebook campaign, because the cost per lead is so much cheaper compared to other means, and you can afford to so-called test the response of different area for certain product. And that, I think that's what you're doing. That's very good.
Yes.
So that's very good. Okay. So I think you mentioned that you came into the industry just before the pandemic. And so during this MCO 1, 2, 3, whatever thing, what changes have you made in your business or in yourself as well?
Actually, it's like a lot of breakthrough, honestly. From actually, like last time when I was in the banking line, I also have a partner with real estate agents, which means my clients, let's say my clients have a list, would like to sell off, I would like to buy, then we refer to the agents and agents will assist to do so. So until now, I become officially as a real estate agent, already look into it. Honestly, it's not the easy job and also not too tough. It's just that need a lot of patience. Honestly, it's a lot of patience. So from since MCO 1.0, I able to break through myself to close the rental via WhatsApp only. Also without any video calls, without any Zoom, just only via WhatsApp, I able to close deal. I able to collect all the deposit, all the rental before sign off of the rental agreement and handover. Only handover that time, only I meet the diamond, honestly. So I very luckily on that time, I already closed 2 deals during MCO 1.0. So after the uplift the MCO that time, then I will focus back to the project. Especially in Kuchai and Old Kent Road area, I focus back to that area and Sri Petaling as well. So from there, once the MCO uplift, right, actually we can see the response that a lot of people are demanding, would like to buy. So that period of time we are very busy. We almost every day stand by in the sales gallery because we always have a last minute appointments to turn up. Right. Yeah. So from there.
Continue.
So from there, not only like local customer, we also received a call from Singapore as well. As you know, Singapore, they cannot cross over. So we, from there started, we use the Zoom presentations on the sales gallery and present to them the whole project.
Right.
Yeah,
do you
and
actually target the overseas customer when you do all the Facebook campaign time?
Yes, I did. Because actually my first target, my initial target to join as a real estate agent is target overseas market.
All right. Okay.
Yes, because I work from the developer firm. I work from the biggest Chinese developer firms before I joined real estate.
All right.
So from there, actually, I have a lot of like overseas customers data. So actually, that's a target for me to aim them to invest in.
Okay. Okay.
So
You
due to
already
this
got that
pandemic,
Uh-huh.
due to this pandemic, so we cannot move further.
Uh-huh.
And very hard to reach them because mostly are from China.
Oh,
We cannot do any advertisements from China as well. I did to try to use Facebook to make the ads to China. Actually, still able to do that, but the response is not there.
I see,
Because
I see.
it's not all of them able to access to FB unless they have the
Alright.
video.
So besides China, do you use the KW Facebook campaign when you do campaign at time? Do you specifically target overseas customer, like certain country?
I did for Singapore.
Singapore, okay. How was the response there?
I received 2-3 leads from Singapore as well.
How long was your campaign?
For 1 week, sorry. 1 week.
1 week, you get 2 or 3 responses.
Yes.
That's
why I say
Sorry?
Within this few leads, right? One got 2 is quite quality, but the other 1 and 2 is like shop around lah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's still to Singapore normally, so I didn't direct contact them. I just go through the WhatsApp and communicate with them. So one of the customers say, actually I interested in Johor property instead of KL.
All right.
So the other one already get a lot of information. They say they will take a considerations and will look at that again.
Okay.
So response in Singapore is still okay. It's just that also, as I say, the area.
Okay. Good. So from what I heard, what you're sharing is that since the lockdown pandemic started, you keep on figuring out what else can you do, and you look at your own resources, what you have, and what are the tools that you can use, and you maximize on these 2 things and keep yourself busy. And because of that, you eventually find some leads and close some deal. The 2 render that you closed earlier, was it from the command campaign leads or your own database?
That one was last year MCO 1.0. That one is from the iProperty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, good. So I think what we have learned is never give up, keep trying, look at your own resources, what you have, and what are the tools you can use and maximize on that. But Wing, now back to you. For the pandemic season, what changes have you made and how do you adjust it?
Firstly, I'm a camera shy person. I use
camera shy.
No more. I think MCO 1.0 is really train me up to become a YouTuber. I don't want to expose myself that much before I really want to do a lot of YouTube. But as an estate agents, right, we are the public figure in a way. So we have to expose ourselves that let people know who you are, how you look like. So the way that you conduct business, that's how you introduce the projects or maybe the property to them. So this is like, I keep on training myself every day. So I do a lot of YouTube clips, MCO 1.0 and then 2.0 and now 3.0. So a lot of leads are generated from all these YouTube clips. And I have to let people know about myself, that I train myself up. And I also do a lot of live Zoom meetings. This is make me a better one that adapt to the new technology.
So you mentioned 2 things for you to so-called become popular in the cyber realm. It's number one, you are a shy person. But now you become very famous like actor like that. Secondly, you are not IT savvy. So in the process of adopting this approach, like making yourself getting used to the camera and learning all this technology, what are the things you have to give up, so-called give up, in order for you to able to learn all these new things?
You have to know, firstly, you have to know about your customers, your target market. So they are in Cantonese speaking or they are English speaking. So you have to identify your customers, who you want to serve.
Okay.
As a real estate agents, that we have a choice, that we also our own boss. A lot of people thought that property agents is like those people who are like, it's like a third or second class or third class kind of occupation. But they never thought that we are the own boss, that we can choose who we want to serve. Yeah. So I would prefer to serve Cantonese speaking market, as part of my family is from Hong Kong. So yeah, mostly if you click into my YouTube clip, that's a YouTube channel, I will present the whole properties in Cantonese. Okay, and I think that most of the Chinese in Malaysia, they also speak Cantonese. This is like my target market. I will set my target market to make sure that my ads will reach them accordingly and accurately. Yeah. This is my market positions. So once you know about your target market and the products they want, is like what customer needs, that you just promote what they want.
Okay, right. Customer need. Okay, good. So how do you overcome your shyness? So because you say very shy on the camera, how do you overcome it?
I love mirror a lot.
Okay.
I always ask my members to present whatever it is, to practice it. Practice really can make perfect. That's in front of the mirror. If personally I do not like myself, the way that I do presentation in front of a mirror, even myself, I don't like it, then how you expect people to like the way that you present?
Right.
Yeah. So this is like the first audience will be myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I do it more. I practice it more, and when I on Zoom now, I will more. I mean, the way that I present is more. The ways that I not used to be. I mean, I'm very nervous when I go onto Zoom, but now it's like I can do it like a more professional way.
Okay. So, right. So from what I heard from you is that number one, you choose to decide it is a business, and a business that focus on the customer that you want to serve. Right? So make a decision. Number two, then you decide to practice because you are shy, you're not good in camera, but you choose to practice in front of the mirror, become your own critic. So until the stage that you like yourself, so called.
Yes, of course.
Right. So practice, make it perfect, and start with the decision that you make. All right. Okay, that's good. How about you, Crystie? Are you a camera shy person? And how do you overcome some of your?
I'm not. I love to take photo. I love to the speed around. So basically, I wouldn't like always talk to myself in the mirror. Hardly to do that. I just being natural. I just talk whatever I think I can make it. Yeah.
All right. So do you face any challenges in terms of become more and more technology based as a real estate negotiator?
It's not a challenge. Actually, it's something new for us to learn. Actually, I quite like this kind of technology. Why I joined KW? Because of your system.
All right.
Your system convinced me to join you. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why people ask me, why you go Redfield? Why don't you stay back to report next? Why don't you go for other agency but Redfield? I told them because of the system. Because nowadays it's a digital world, all about digital, all about technology. Yeah. Okay. So that's why you convinced me to come join Redfield because of the platform.
Okay.
For the system.
All right. I think what we have seen this morning has two different personalities. One is so-called camera shy. The other one, I love to take picture and no problem of creating a video also, I think. Right? But both actually able to move on. Right? So Wing, he's able to overcome so-called the challenges by putting effort into practice until make perfect. Right? Whereas Crystie, knowing her strength, just right on her strength, adopt the attitude of learning attitude, being a learning-based person. Therefore, when you have a learning-based attitude, you don't see things as a challenge, but you see it as a learning opportunity. Right? So the perspectives become very different. I think that's something that I pick up from both of you, and you pivoted according to your own strength or according to your weakness, but you choose to overcome it. One is writing on the resources and strength you have, the other one you choose to overcome. I think that's a great lesson that we have learned this morning from both of you. For me personally, that's what I learned from you. Right? Okay, let's talk about how do you find KW as a whole now that you are in the KW Malaysia review? How do you find the community, the people here, and all this learning opportunity? Why don't you share? Who want to start first? Wing, maybe you start. Wing.
Yeah, sure. One thing I really like the KW is the the system. This is the command system. The second one will be the management team. They are very professional in a way, and actually the whole group of my members is looking after by is so-called a manager, which is Elaine, and she's very reachable, and she's very helpful. But wherever I need help, then I will contact Elaine, and she's really helped me a lot. So that this is like a backup system to for me and for my members. Yeah, that's how I like KW. There's like the RM in a bank that you look after your needs. Whatever you want, you just let them know.
How about you, Crystie?
Yeah, the KW management team actually is quite efficient, very responsive. Whatever we need, wherever we are requesting, actually they reply us very fast. I hardly came across this kind of management, honestly. Like last time, honestly, one question I asked from the morning, then only in the evening time or night time only reply you. So when I really need help that time, I really die hard long time ago. So basically here is very efficient, very responsive frankly speaking. And those other platform leader as well, also very responsive, very helpful as well. When I requesting for any like project information or any like guidance, actually they are quite responsive.
All right.
So far, the culture here, I quite acceptable, like it. Yeah.
So you find the kind of support that you need in this community.
We need a lot of support, honestly.
Right. Yeah.
We need a support. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So I think so guys, if you have any question want to find out further, you can type in the chat box. And one of the question from Chris Tan, I think maybe Crystie, do you mean you choose geographical location as Singapore? That means when you do the Facebook campaign, the location part, do you choose the country as Singapore or what?
I choose as Singapore.
Singapore,
okay. Singapore only, but I never like specified or narrow down because this is my first try. So actually, I did try for JB as well, but the JB also we get the leads from Singapore.
All right, because they are looking for JB property.
Yes, because because JB to Singapore is quite near, so sometimes the network is like crossover. So it might trigger Singaporeans as well in the JB order. All
right. Good. So thanks for your sharing this morning. And I think for me personally, what I pick up is that whether it is pandemic, not pandemic, EMCO, whatever CO it is, your mind focus on what you can do, right? And choose way to overcome it, writing on the resources you have, whatever available tool and system you have, just do it. And as you continue to do the right thing, eventually the result will come. That's how both of you has actually closed deal during the pandemic. Right. Any more questions from the audience?
None so far.
None so far. Okay.
Oh, there's one. Yeah, Peter Cobb.
Peter Cobb. Where and how do you promote your YouTube channel? Wow, you got 1 follower already.
Okay. Firstly, my dad is Hong Kong. He's a Hong Konger, so I really live on his contacts, and I do a lot of YouTube in Cantonese. So my target area, the first one will be in Hong Kong.
All right.
But now because a lot of those buyers, they cannot fly in to see the places, visit the show unit or the areas that they want to get. Then, but this is like one of the roadblocks to all of us, and I will change my target area now back to Malaysia. Okay, right. So this is also a learning curve for me. Originally, like what Crystie doing is the same thing that I target most of the overseas buyers because of the condition. Right. Yeah, is especially when the buyers from overseas, they like to buy properties in KLCC. In those like TRX, they want to buy these kind of properties. Right. Now, this is a good opportunity for me to explore the local market as well, and this is really give me a chance to see to find out basically there's a big market in Malaysia. They're also looking into KLCC market as well as TRX market.
Right. Good. But I think from what I pick up also, one thing is that when we do all this digital marketing, then you have to test the market. I mean, none of us can actually tell you this is exactly what you do. But based on your own context, your own situation, your distinct data resources you have to test it out to see how is the response. Then eventually you find where is your focus point. Right. Jin has a question. Do you focus in JB? Need your contact number. Try to
The
have call
JB
agency.
one, you talk about JB. JB project only like I can easily find for you for JB project.
Uh-huh.
I work in Forest City before.
Uh-huh.
I was the country garden staff. If you would like to explore the Forest City project, I can help you out.
Okay. So anybody want to have any customer looking at your JB, you know who to call now. Crystie is here. So if you do not know how to contact her, go to our work chat. For those who are in refill, go to work chat, you can easily
Actually,
find
honestly, that's so people come and pass me the listing and ask me, hey, whether you can help me to sell my property in JB. I say, how should I help you? Because I'm based in KL. I can't even have time to bring you to view your units if let's say your property is in JB. But anyhow, within the pandemic, I did successfully close a rental deal in JB.
Okay.
It's a factory deal as well. I purposely fly over to close it.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, I did that before, honestly.
Okay. Another question from Robert is that besides YouTube, what other medium you need to promote your listing to overseas?
The question for me. Is it?
I don't know who can answer. Up to you. Who want to answer? From Robert. Besides YouTube.
Yeah, I think it should be Wing.
Because you're YouTuber. Ma.
I think YouTube is one of the channels that we have to use. We have to really use it as a tools to promote ourselves first, because the buyers want to see who you are. Basically, I'm quite lucky. Before I joined KW, I got 2 cases, which the commission is about 100 plus K for 1 case. They just call me up, Wing. It's not a call. I think it's from WhatsApp text. I don't even Zoom with them. So they ask me, can you introduce a unit for me? I want to buy a unit which is have a KLCC view. I receive leads because they see my YouTube. Yeah, so this is one of the way that you promote yourself through YouTube. As well as when you have a YouTube, then you also have to set up a website. Like I think KW's campaign, they're going to have a website, website as well soon. And yeah, setting a website is very important. That to let the people know your background and the projects that you are selling, and also as well as the areas that you are promoting is very important for them, because they're going to stay here. Most of the Hong Kong people, when they buy a property here, they want to move over here. Unlike those locals or Singaporeans, they prefer to buy as investment. This is what based on my own statistic. A lot of people thought the Hong Kong people come here to buy the property for investment. No, because if you base on the growth rate of, the increment rate between Hong Kong market and Malaysia market, Hong Kong market is more, the growth rate is higher than Malaysia. So when they come over here, they want to stay here, they want to enjoy their retirement life, or maybe for education, or also medical purpose.
Right. Good, thanks.
Right.
Besides all these technology things, because it's all cycle now, especially during pandemic, besides the technology aspect of it, what other skill that you think as a negotiator need to develop during this time to be more relevant to the market?
I read I read a lot. I think reading is very important. Yeah, to read, to pick up a lot of skill, you have to pick up a lot of local market information. Subscribe to The Edge. You have to refer to a lot of news that is. You have to keep track yourself, because a lot of customers they are quite knowledgeable now. So if you are not well kept, so basically you cannot convert them as your customers. So very important.
Right. So you're reading more of the property news and age prop, all those things. Okay, good. Crystie, how about you? Besides all this that you have shared, what do you think some of the skill that as a negotiator should pick up during this pandemic to be more relevant?
First of all, of course, to gain our knowledge first on current market. What's the market? What's the market currently? Secondly, because nowadays we've been used to it to work at home and do everything online, and then you have to improve your skill, how to doing the presentations via the Zoom. how you make
okay.
it more interesting, how you
Uh-huh.
what you can do to attract more buyers to come to you. Even those
Okay.
like the way we design the poster, or we
Mhm.
do the video, or do
Uh-huh.
the presentations. This is
Uh-huh.
all about skill that we need to like improve to attract
Correct.
our customer, to give to have a more comfort and
Uh-huh.
confidence.
Right,
This
right.
is how we try to close the deal when
Uh-huh.
we're doing presentations. It's
Okay.
very important.
Right. So we do prepare for a presentation. Let's say now you have a appointment with a customer, we as a Zoom, you want to do a presentation. How much time you spend in preparing the presentation and how long you practice it before you actually talk to the customer?
Actually, to prepare to talk to, I don't really like prepare that how I'm going to talk to customer. I just prepare myself that how much I know about the project, how
Okay.
well known, how what, because normally I will stand on the buyer's shoes to think about what they're thinking. What actually, if let's say I'm the buyer, what should I know? What kind of information that I would like to get from you? What kind of question that I will come from me if let's say I'm the buyer? So every day from there, I will figure out the questions and put all those answers into my presentation slide.
Okay.
So that when you do the presentations, the customer will already straight away gets whatever info that they want. So they will feel comfort and feel happy that they get what they want. Instead of they are asking you, hey, what's the maintenance fees like? What's the layout like? I mean, if let's say the presentations without the proper information, I rather you don't do presentation. Yeah. So normally I will take about half a day time to come up with the proper presentation slide. After I do, I also will keep reviewing whether anything I miss out, whether anything I need to add on whatsoever.
Right. That's good. Right. I think the tips that I pick up from here is that put ourselves in the shoe of a customer. Right?
Yes.
How they feel at this time because of pandemic. What if you are buying the property, what you want to know, so that you can prepare all this information at once and also put it in a presentable way so that you give the impression to the customer actually you know what you're doing and you know yourself well. Right?
If you read the customer mind, that's the way you close.
All right. So I think both of you also mentioned that you need to understand the customer so that you can connect with them in the relevant manner. Right, that's good. Okay, Peter is looking for you, Wing, how to see your YouTube advertisement.
Okay.
Share the link, please.
I think you can just type famouswing.com. You can reach me. I've just put in the chat group. This is my website, so you can directly link to my YouTube.
Yeah, don't put them in the famous group.
I'm not. I think Peter wants to know that where I'm advertising, right? Yeah. On top of that, I spent some money to push up the YouTube clip, and I also put my YouTube, the whole clip into my Facebook, and then I do advertisement from there.
Right. So basically, you put your link everywhere. Your presence, make your presence felt, basically, and put your link everywhere. Right?
Yeah. So this.
Okay, that's good. Thank you for your sharing, and I hope all of you have learned something. So maybe you type in the chat box what are the aha you learned from their sharing and their story that you have heard from them, so that you can also encourage them again, right? So put in the chat box, everyone, guys, what have you learned so far? What are the points that you have picked up? You are my mirror now. You have a secret admirer already.
Now everybody start to buy a mirror and practice it.
Like this, yeah. What else? The rest of you guys? Come on, put some comment in the chat box. What have you learned so far? What have you picked up? Take steps to overcome shyness. Yes, just do it. Shy or not, showcase yourself out there, and you're in this industry. Yep, you have to so-called sell yourself, promote yourself. Don't be afraid of new things, Peter. Yep. Focus on KW Command, then Facebook. Right, KW Command is the technology and platform that you can maximize on because it's built by agent for agent. Know your target market. Yep. What else?
You know what, Seng, I have a wish for this MCO 3.0.
What is your wish?
I have two wishes. The first wish is that I will want to I want to perform well in this year is better than last year. Is the MCO. The second wish is that I hope the developers partners that will issue the commission on time. So I think a lot of developers friends will be here. I hope that you hear my voice and hear our voice. We need money.
Please support then because they put a lot of hard work to help you to sell the property, and
We are partners, right? So
we are
hopefully
partners. So as a
hopefully-
partner, we have to keep each other alive. Right. Yeah, assumption. Okay, right. Thanks. Many comment. Okay, to end conclude this, I would like to share two slides with you all. Marcus, maybe I'll show the slide. Thank you for all your sharing. I think based on all that we have heard and many training sessions that we have, my slide on, Marcus. One thing I pick up during the weekend when I look at one of the Facebook comment. Now this is another wing in review. We have a lot of wings, so that's why we can fly. We have Wing Call here. There's Wingly. Wingly Live is a page that you should follow, which is from Li Feng, who is MC2. Right. So one of the portion that I pick up from his comment, that because he managed to close some deal from during pandemic as well. Right. So what he made a comment here, I want to highlight that it is not the condition, circumstances, and environment that control the result. It is our very own to-their action, which causes a reaction that will alter our tomorrow result. Right? What you decide to do, what action you need to do today, have a great impact on what is your result tomorrow and the coming day. Right? I think we heard from both Wing and Crystie this morning is that instead of being negative or mourning over why pandemic and cannot go viewing, they look at their own resources, they look at the way how to overcome it and keep themselves busy and doing the right activity, focus on lead generation, and as a result, they see that they reap their benefit. Next slide. So with that, next slide, please. Right, with this in mind, I leave all of you with one question this morning. Is that what is the one thing that you need to put off? That means you need to give away, don't waste your time there, so that you can put on one action that will alter your tomorrow result. Right? For many training that we attended to so far, I think to walk away with something helpful to you is that decide what is one thing you need to put off. It means what is one thing that it may hinder you from moving forward, and therefore put on what is one action that will bring you a good result in the coming day. Right. Last Wednesday, if you had listened to William's session on
everybody start to buy a mirror and practice it.
practice. Yeah. So last Wednesday, I think William's session with interview Peter Kok, right? Peter Kok is here today. I think he mentioned that one of the things he has to give up in order to move on is his own pride, or personal pride. Because we think that we have been successful last time, therefore we can continue to do the same way, but the environment has changed so much. Right? Therefore, you have to change ourselves as well. Right? So therefore, ask yourself, what is one action that you need to take today? Whether be looking at the mirror or not, you have to decide. Because what action you're going to take today will affect the result of tomorrow. Right? So this is what I want to leave with all of you. And with that, thank you very much. And I want to pass the time back to Yung Chin for the announcement. Thank you, both of you, Ming and Chris.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So thank you so much, SSF, for hosting the conversation with Winkle and Crystie. I'm sure everyone has learned a lot during this session. So we are going to go through the announcements very quickly. Marcus, can we have the slides, please?
Sorry, hang on.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
Correct one.
yeah, can we move to the next two slides? Because this one we had. Okay, so this is the rest of this week's training calendar. Tomorrow night we have a session with Jonathan Quek talking about education as the lead generation. There are also sessions on Wednesday and Thursday morning about Shift Tactic 1 and also Shift Tactic 7 as well. So as you know, we are in a shift season and all our trainings are the shift series. So do join us. If you are a guest, please sign up via the link in the chat. For Redfield KW Malaysia rents, you don't need to sign up. So we will see you then. Okay, next slide. So for last week, I think many of you have joined last week's session. We had the Mandarin speaking session on mental health. We also had a Malay session last Friday. So this coming Friday will be a English session for those who are more English or who are less banana, more banana. So the English session is for you. We will send out this poster and the details sometime this week, but just to let you know so that you can book your time slots for this Friday, 9 p.m. to 10:15, and we may end about 10:30 p.m. So do join us on Friday night. We are really focused on the importance of mental health during this season. So do send this to your friends and family members who you feel may need some form of help this week. Okay, next slide. We also have our White Flag Relief Fund. So we are looking to support agents in need. So if you know of any other registered agents who are affected by the EMCO, then please send them this link. No questions asked, all your privacy is protected. You will be in touch, or actually there's really no contact at all. You fill in the Google form and the funds will be transferred to you as soon as we have it. And the next slide, as of this weekend, as of yesterday, we've actually paid out a total of 22,800 ringgit. So we've actually helped 114 agents and their families, and we are doing a lot. We are, I think in the next slide, we can see that we are slightly over halfway there. Yes, so our goal is to have 50,000 ringgit for 250 families. As of now, we have, as of yesterday, we have received 26,075 ringgit. We are still in need of 23,925. So please do send this out to people who you feel can support this cause. So next slide, we actually have made it very easy for our own rents to donate to this fund. So here are 3 easy ways for you to support other rents in need. So of course, by cash donation, either doing a direct bank transfer, or you can scan the QR code for the e-payment gateway. Another method is actually for you to deduct directly from your commissions. So in the coming week, because our fundraising is ending by this Sunday, so in the coming week, do let your MCAs know if you wish to donate through this method, which is to deduct directly from your commission. And the third way to do it is to very easily share all these updates, because we are doing daily updates from today onwards, same day updates on the funds and how many people we have helped. So please do send these updates to your sphere of influence and whoever you think can help support us in this cause. So in the next slide, we will show you the touch points. So we are still keeping the touch point from last week. So this was last Monday's Power Monday session with David Ong. He shared about his story about going through difficult times and how he navigated through those times. So please do continue sharing these touch points. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to encourage you to send the daily updates of our White Flag Relief Fund as form of a touch point as well. So I think that is all the announcements that we have for this week. Yes, I am right. So that is all. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow night. Bye.